Global News Prime President Tinubu addresses nations, calls for calm. On the first scene, police arrest dozens over protests. On the Sport News tonight, Tinubu congratulates the degrees on the qualifying for quarterfinals at the Paris Olympics. Hello, welcome to News Prime here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Idika Michael. I'd like to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Around the details of the news. President Bola Tinubu, in a live broadcast, has appealed to protesting youths to suspend all forms of demonstration across the country, reiterating that his government and administrations has rolled out multiple initiatives aimed at addressing the country's challenges. The president noted that while some of the effort may take some time to incubate and deliver dividends, palliative measures are already distributed across the country. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has appealed to protesters to immediately suspend the End Bad Governance protests in the country. Tinubu made the appeal in a live broadcast while addressing Nigerians following the ongoing youth protests across the country. We'll go on a break, and when News Prime returns, we'll continue with the details of the news. Many thanks for staying with us, and sorry for a break in transmission. President Bola Tinubu says the federal government has released 570 billion naira to the 36 states of the federation to expand the livelihood support to citizens. Addressing the nation in a national broadcast as a response to the hunger protests embarked upon by the citizens, the president said while 600,000 nano businesses have benefited from the federal government nano grant, an additional 400,000 nano businesses are expected to benefit. President Tinubu says he has ordered the release of an additional 50 billion naira for student loan scheme. The president was addressing Nigerians following a nationwide protest staged by some youth in the country. Our protesters are demanding the return of fuel subsidy and reversal of other policies of the administration, which claim are anti-masses. President Tinubu says even though the decision to remove the fuel subsidy was painful, it is a matter of necessity, noting that it has constituted news around where he referred to as the economic jugular of nations and impeded its economic development and progress. A president address followed the end hunger protests that started on the August 1. The News Prime returns shortly after this break. Do stay with us. In its reaction to President Tinubu's outburst, the People's Democratic Party in the Southwest has described the broadcast by President Bola Tinubu over the ongoing nationwide protests by the citizens as disappointing and uninspiring. The Zonal Public Secretary of the party, Sanaya Atofariti, explained that President Tinubu failed in his broadcast to address the concerns of the protesting youths on the hunger and rising inflation in the country. As we return to other stories, troops of the Nigerian Army have arrested a notorious gun runner on transit to deliver high-caliber weapons to terrorists and intercepted a truck conveying the illegally refined automated gas oil, popularly called diesel. The troops also successfully rescued kidnapped victims while on transit in Kaduna State. The Army said vigilant troops, in collaboration with other security agencies, intercepted the notorious gun runner, Shimo Hamad, at the Saminga Lere local government area of Kaduna State. Hours after the President Bola Tinubu's broadcast, the protesters in Edo State have suspended their demonstration following what some believe is a decision based on the respect for the president. The protest, which started on Thursday, August 1st at the popular ring road in Benin and its environs, was halted following the president's broadcast. Following, protesters promptly removed the podium on the ring road, the city center of the state. And now the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, says it has completed 286 road projects across the 6 geopolitical zones since August 2023. The agency stated that the achievement, which has generated approximately 22,800 direct and indirect jobs, is in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda to provide Nigerians with a quality road network. FEMA has also launched Operation Free Our Roads, focusing on rehabilitating roads nationwide, particularly during the rainy season, to ease the challenges faced by road users as the Yuletide season approaches. Now, ahead of the e-birth registration flag-off for the children in Ekiti State, no fewer than 700 ad hoc staff had been trained and awaiting deployment by the National Population Commission for the exercise. The Commission's director in the state, Yemi Sivini, while disclosing this in Ado Ekiti, the state capital, said the exercise will commence soon across the 16 local government area of the state. He also says that children mostly between ages 0 to 5 were being targeted for capturing for the digital birth registration. The city of Kano has remained calm following the decision by the state government to impose a 24-hour curfew on the state after the protests against hunger that turned into violence and massive looting of public properties across the state's capital. The situation had compelled Governor Abba Yusuf to impose a 20-hour curfew on the state to prevent further spread of the massive destructions and looting, as well as to protect lives and property. The mayhem, which was carried out by hoodlums during the first day of the protest, brought socio-economic activities to a standstill as the law-abiding residents had remained indoors to avoid possible attacks from miscreants. Hoodlums disrupted the 4th day of the peaceful protest at Gani Fahimi Park in Ojota, Lagos State. The demonstration, which began without incident, saw a significant escalation around 10:30 a.m. The police intervened, attempting to persuade the remaining protesters to disperse. The moment later, a group of individuals whom the protesters alleged were hired to disrupt the event emerged from across the street and began chasing them away. The Enugu state government has approved the sum of 183 billion naira for the construction of 141 roads across the Enugu metropolis and the 20 rural roads across the 3 senatorial zones of the state. The government also approved the award of 133 more smart schools in addition to the ongoing 127 smart schools to bring them to 260 on non-smart school political award. A statement by Governor Peter Mbah's immediate office says the approvals were announced at the end of the State Executive Council meeting presided over by Governor at the Government House in Enugu State. Now, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has directed all higher institutions in the country to disclose within 1 month details of all candidates they illegally admitted before 2017 or risk recognition and condonation. The board's public communication advisor, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, disclosed this while briefing newsmen at the board's headquarters in Abuja. Benjamin says that the board had resolved that it will no longer entertain absorption of illegal admissions by institutions through the window of condonment of illegal admissions without a registration number. You're watching News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using iGlobal TV NG and other handles now shown on the screen. We'll bring you more stories right after this break. To stay with us.
Frankly speaking, it is now time for Nigeria to see that Global TV has come and has come to stay.
Just 1 year. This is a plus for global television.
My take on Global TV presence on DSTV, first of all, I must say, is a great feat. And in this new age, it takes technology to take over.
I believe that Global TV coming into the arena will change the context of international broadcasting in Nigeria.
But I believe that Global TV has come not just to give us anything but the truth and the valued information that we need at hand.
I think Global TV presence will make a very great difference among all other channels. Their presence now on DSTV
for the Nigerian people.
You're watching Global TV News Prime. Many thanks for staying with us. And now Nigeria's debt service to revenue has been reduced to 68% from 97%, says President Tinubu in his address to the nation. He added that funds from the removal of fuel subsidy has been channeled to developmental projects, increasing allocations to state and local government. President Tinubu says the administration has more than doubled the country's revenue in the first half of 2024, raising it to 9.1 trillion naira. He attributed it to his administration's ability to block the revenue leakages and waste. Tinubu said this during a broadcast. And police have arrested dozens of people after the protests across parts of England and Northern Ireland turned violent as the government pledged the tough actions against those it said were exploiting the mother of 3 girls to stir up the disorder. The violent protests involving hundreds of anti-immigration groups have erupted in towns and cities across Britain after 3 girls were killed in a knife attack at a children's dance class in the Southport in northwest England. France urged its citizens in Iran and Lebanon to leave the countries due to a risk of military escalation in the Middle East. The Foreign Ministry said in 2 separate travel advisories. The French Foreign Ministry recommended citizens residing in Iran to temporarily leave the country given the risks of its airspace being closed. The ministry had urged citizens traveling in Iran to leave. And on to sport news tonight. President Bola Tinubu has warmly congratulated Nigeria's Tigers on qualifying for the quarterfinal of the women's basketball at the 2024 Paris Olympics. The Tigers made record as the first African team in basketball to play in the quarterfinals of the Olympics. The former African Footballer of the Year said the development of the game should not be left to the government alone. Nigeria's still representative in the men's 100-meter event at the ongoing Olympics in Paris, Kanyisola and Favor Ashe has booked their spot in the semi-final. While Ajayi won his heats, Ashe qualified as one of the fastest fourth-place finishers. Ajayi outranked the defending Olympic champions Lamont Marcel Jacob, clocking the 10.02s, while the Italian finished in 10.05s in heat 5. The Ghana's Abdulrasheed Saminu finished third in the 10.06. Now, Nigeria's Favor Ofili ran a season-best time of the 22.24s to win the heat and booked spot in the semi-finals of the women's 200 meters event. Ofili had run a field that also had Great Britain's Diana Hansha and the Gambia's Gina Bays. Ofili's finishing time put her in overall second place, only behind the United States of America's Gabrielle Thomas, around the 22.20s. And now more on sports, the rising Barcelona stars Paul Victor stole the spotlight with a stunning 12 minutes brace, leading his team to 2-0 victory over the rivals Real Madrid and earning the MVP award for their fixture. The match held at the MetLife Stadium was briefly interrupted due to lightning and heavy rain. To wrap up Global TV News Prime, here is a quick look at some of our major headlines. President Tinubu has addressed Nigerians and called for calm. On the front scene, police have arrested thousands over protests. Finally, in sports, we told you Tinubu had sent congratulatory message to the Tigers of Nigeria on qualifying for quarterfinals of the Paris Olympics. And that's a package of News Prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using our Global TV NG or the handles now shown on the screen. I'm Edika Michael. Many thanks for watching and staying with us.